This is a huge lesson I want to teach you guys today. It's one that has made me realize a lot of things about how to succeed with Amazon in any industry you go in. And it makes a lot of sense, this type of lesson. Honestly, without further ado, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So, back about 3 to 4 years ago, I was an Amazon seller, I was starting, and I learned this strategy that a lot of YouTubers were doing. Essentially, it was a strategy to find a product was with a low reviews, high revenue, and listings doing well with a low amount of reviews, right? And stick around. This lesson is going to be applied to anything that you do. And a lot of people were teaching it, right? It's a common type of strategy to find a product. And I said, man, like if I could be that person that find that specific market, nobody else will be able to find it because this is like a very specific strategy. Like how many markets are there on Amazon? Nobody will know about the market that I get into and apply this strategy, right? And what I came to learn, guys, was the fact that if hundreds of thousands, if not tens of thousands people know this strategy, right? You're most likely going to have either other people who have learned this strategy of trying to find a product with, low reviews, high revenue. And essentially, you're just praying to God that nobody finds the market that you get into. And if they do, then they're just going to price cut you or add something to the bundle that you didn't add. And then all of a sudden, your sales go downhill, right? And my whole point to you guys today is there's a reason why the 1 to 3% of people are really killing it on Amazon is they've been in it for so long where they're able to get into markets that the 97% of people that learn this other way would never get into, right? Using a different strategy, which is like branding and having a sick package design and everything with a brand story, right? Very few people do that. Everybody's in this drop shipping and transaction model of just taking from the customer, right? Taking. If everybody, imagine this: if you're in a market where it's just if you're trying to buy on Amazon and everybody's just price cutting and just giving you the most basic corporate bullet points and photos that look like stocked images, I have no emotion toward that listing. And sure, I might buy on something I want for really cheap, but if I'm passionate about a product and I have a big passion going into this market, let's say it's gardening, basketball, whatever it is, right? I'm looking for a brand to fulfill that emotion and not just find the cheapest basketball or freaking cheapest fertilizer for gardening. It depends obviously on the niche, but my whole point is I am looking for somebody who can match that enthusiasm, right? And it's so important when I tell you guys finding an enthusiast customer is like a cheat code. I swear. It enables you to come out with the best branding and have a brand story. And the thing is, such little people do this, guys. It's so few people. And it's kind of frustrating to me. It's like, why do we just want to take from the customer and not understand them and have an actual connection with them and make them want to spend more with ours? Like, why don't we go with that? Why are we just trying to take from them and have no connection with them? Like, humans are designed to connect. Like, socialize. We're not supposed to hate each other and say, give me your money, $40, thanks, bye-bye. You know what I mean? It's like, what I came to realize though about a year and a half ago was the strategy I learned, it was old and everybody was getting into newer markets and it would eventually become a price war in all these newer markets. And it made so much sense to me when I got that knowledge. Because in the end, like if you could match the customer and their enthusiasm, it's just like, there's very few brands, essentially, what I'm trying to say is that know how to make the customer feel understood with their enthusiasm. And it's just such a big opportunity right now that nobody and everybody is too lazy to do. I don't want to say everybody because maybe you watching or whoever is out there in the world is definitely taking advantage of this. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is your ability to understand the customer, who they are, their personality, the type of marketing that goes toward them, the packaging that will catch their eye and make them click on yours over everybody else 3 or 4 times more than all your other customers. Your ability to do that will show in the market with the value that you've given. Like the amount of value you betray to the market and you give to the market is a direct correlation of how good you will do, right? If you're just coming out with a basic product that isn't that good and it's just like not even a brand and it's like you're just trying to take from the customer, that's going to show. It's going to show in 3D to them. It's it's gonna completely show, and that's like, and so that's like my whole point to you is like the amount of value you do in a market with like a lack of branding and having a very cool packaging and a very cool brand story that relates to the customer, makes them, will show in the metrics, right? I will be able to literally pull up your market and be like, okay, you provided a lot of value that a lot of people, 99% of these listings don't provide. I'm guessing you do 40K or 50K in revenue, and I bet I would pull up your listing and you would do great numbers. Why? Because you brought a great amount of value to the market with your brand story, whatever you did on the branding side. And I know I'm sounding so repetitive, branding, whatever, but I'm just trying to enforce it to you guys that I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes I made of going into a market, blowing $10,000 and just completely barely even getting your money back, maybe even a quarter or a half of it at the most, right? But losing 5 to 10K just like that off of a mistake that would take so many times to learn, and you would have to find the right person to teach you it, right? So that's why I push this knowledge so much, guys, is because I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. It's that simple. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys today, motivates you guys to always serve the customer, provide the value to the market, and don't try to take from people. Don't try to take their money, this or that. Provide a story where they want to give you their money because they love your story. They relate to it, right? So yeah, if you guys like today's video, like and subscribe again. I appreciate you again for watching. I have a free Patreon down below too if you ever want to ask me questions about branding, Amazon FBA, whatever you freaking call it. But yeah, you guys have an amazing day. Take care. Later.